I'm Jana Khoury.
I'm Julia Khoury.
And we go by the Khourys.
Yes.
She's the lead vocalist. I harmonize with her. I do the raps. She's melodist, I'm the lyricist, and we work together, basically writing our songs. Of course, we work as a family. That's the cool thing about it. We have a very collaborative effort with our songwriting, and we don't take that for granted. But that's a huge part of who the Khourys are. That's why we chose to have our last name as our band name.
We like to say soul pop rock because
It's got some funk in there.
yeah, soul pop funk rock because it kind of mesh many different elements into our music and kind of have created our own sound through it. That's a toughie.
Yeah, we get that. We get that a lot, but I can never quite pinpoint it.
I mean, I can tell you vocally some influences that we've had, which you can start.
My writing influences, like I love, because I do like poetic rapping and stuff like that. Like I love Lauryn Hill, Lisa Left Eye, J. Cole. I love people who are very introspective, but also this great intellectual view on the world as well.
Right.
And that's like my favorite type of writing. However, I still have fun with, not every song has to be deep. You gotta have the fun ones too. So.
Yeah, and personally, some of my influences, I have to start out with Beyonce Knowles because I know that many people say her for sure. But I think she's a true professional in what she does. And she's a performer first, and she believes in everything that she does. So I try to use those qualities into what we do. And so I'd probably say her. I love Etta James. I love Aretha Franklin. I love soul singers because that's the foundation of music. Music is all about feel and soul, and that's what I try to emulate for sure.
Yeah, so I don't know if like we have like a sound like per se, but we try to emulate those qualities of those artists when we're doing what we do.
Be sure to flaunt. Baby, I'm overdue for some time with you. Ooh, you know it's true. Yeah, I got that good stuff. Baby, I got the good stuff, yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. Oh, baby, I got the good stuff, good stuff. I got the good stuff, yeah. Good stuff. What more you looking for? Don't you want that good stuff? I'm sick of patiently waiting. I know you're through with debating, so listen to what I'm saying and let's get cooking. Okay, see, I don't want to impose, but I'm posing a question. What more could you be looking for? See, I ain't nothing less than the best. Do you get it? I hope you don't forget it. If you're feeling it, go get it. I'm too good. Well, baby, I'm home for you. Some time with you. You know it's true.
We work together, we play music together, and we have the same friends. So there's for the most part, we have an excellent relationship, but there's bound to be some sibling
when
arguments
you don't
here and
when you
there.
don't get a lot of space, and you could love the person to the moon and back, but you're gonna have your feuds for sure. So we always find a way through it because we love
we don't want to stay
we love
there.
each other.
We don't want to stay there. We work through it and we move on to the next.
Right.
It just so happens that our family happens to cover a lot of the spectrums that you kind of need in order to make the whole thing work as a machine.
We moved out to West Hollywood about 2.5 years ago to pursue our career, because it's the music capital. It's got a lot of networking avenues, and we wanted to take that route.
It was time. We are so grateful. We love Fall River with our whole heart.
Yeah,
and
which is why we're bringing our EP release back home.
Yeah,
you know?
but for lack of a better word, we conquered the local scene, and we were ready for a step up. And LA is the music capital of the world.
Treated me like a queen, even when I was royally a pain. I promised I wouldn't give you no heartache. I swore that I wouldn't give you no pain. It started out so damn good. I didn't know it would end up this way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. 'Cause over and over I'm filled with regret. 'Cause over and over I mess with your head. I told you I was no good. Yeah, I told you I was bad. Wasn't looking for nothing but trouble. And you are all that I had. Baby, 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 I'm down on my knees and I'm pleading. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. It's over and over I'm filled with regret. It's over and over I mess with your head. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. It's over and over I looked in your eyes. Over and over my feelings were lies. I know that the truth, yes, I know that the truth hurts. But it didn't ever picture it. You're the last person I'd ever wanna hurt. Yeah, believe me when I say I'm sorry, baby.
Music was super crucial when I was in school. So if it's something you passionately believe in, then absolutely. And there's so many different venues, or I should say avenues for music. So whether you want to do it as a career or just do it as a hobby, just make sure you're doing it with passion, because it demands that and it requires that, and it will truly bring out the beauty in whatever it is that you're doing. So absolutely go for it.
Yeah, and I'd like to say personally, as a student who always gave 100% in school but always struggled with education, because I'm more of a one-on-one type of learner. So I always say, obviously get your education for sure, but also find those ways that's going to help you learn best. So go after school if you're a little bit behind, because I was that type of student. I was a little bit behind in the classes when the teacher would be speaking, and I'm like, oh my goodness, everyone understands. Why can't I understand this? And I always needed to go a little bit after school, get that extra help, and that helped me get through school for sure. So stick with it for sure. Stick with it. You will get through, and then you'll find your avenue for sure. Well,
in all honesty, she is the lead singer. She's studied voice for 10 plus years. I was more like, I actually went to school originally for communications. So I like media, I like radio, I like TV, I like all that type of stuff, sketch comedy. I was in love with that for so long. So I really was focused on that more than singing. But we always had a sister harmony thing going on. So I joined her.
It's one of those things where like my talent is kind of focused more in one area, and hers is just dispersed everywhere because her personality is so big, and it shines in each talent that she does. You know, the rapping, the violin, the comedy, and everything.
I'm glad this is on tape now. We both went to BMC Durfee High School, graduates of that.
Yes.
And,
well, actually, all Fall River public schools. We went to Spencer Borden. We went to Morton Middle School,
then BMC,
and then BMC.
And then I graduated from Bridgewater State. I actually came back to BCC to do some student teaching, and she was a student.
I studied here part-time as well in college.
Yeah.
I mean, first I went to Rhode Island College to study music, but it actually just, I got what I needed out of it, but it ended up not being exactly what I had intended. But then I took about, I think, a half a year off, and then I came back to BCC and studied part-time here before we moved out to California.
Our parents, first and foremost, are career musicians as well as Fall River educators. So they are our major influences. My father's brother is a career musician, like I said before. The three of them have been the spearhead of this whole journey. And through my uncle, we met our mentor, who we have in California, who's also been a major influence in everything that we're doing now.
Yeah, her name is Joan Jones, and we met her a few years ago when we were recording in the studio. He always wanted to introduce us to her because he had been playing music with her. My goodness, for over 20 years. Yeah, they toured the world together. So, and he felt that we could relate to her, and we do. She's become like family to us, more than a mentor, and she's really been monumental in our.
We're gonna bring the whole Khoury family up here for this last song.
Tell you, man, it's awesome. You're awesome, yeah. Seem I got to have a change of scene. Every night I have strangest dream. Imprisoned by the way could have been left here on my own. So it seems I've got to leave before start to scream. Somebody lock the door, took the key, feeling alright, come on, and I'm feeling good myself, no, feeling alright, and I'm feeling good myself. You should took me on one big ride. Even now I sit, I'm wondering why. Baby, when I think of you, I start to cry. Just can't waste my time, I must keep trying till I stop believing all your lies. There's too much to do before I die.
Short-term goals, we've been in talks of getting hopefully an East Coast tour going. And just really getting the music heard on as many radio stations as possible, as many people as possible, as many venues as possible. Actually, one of our musician friends out there, who we've become pretty much best friends with, is born and raised in New Bedford. And we met him out there through our mentor, Joan, because they played together for, 20 years or so. So she said one day, she goes, "Oh, you got to meet our friend Marlon. He's from New Bedford." We're like, "What? New Bedford? That's 10 minutes away from us." So the chemistry was there from the get-go, and we've been playing with him ever since. So hopefully he is on board to do our East Coast tour with us, because that'd be pretty cool to tour the East Coast with your rival, but best friend. Rival in the sense where Durfee and New Bedford are rivals, but not, of course, not personally.
Music festival would definitely be like one of those, but you can say long term, but it'd be cool if it was sooner rather than later. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I mean, all in due time, right?
Long term, probably the Grammys would be awesome. Of course, music's biggest night. Anywhere, wherever our music takes us, really.
Within the moral grounds, of course. You know what I mean? You can't say you're willing to do absolutely anything.
Because sometimes an opportunity comes your way and something about it doesn't feel right. Maybe the people you're working with, or the deal that goes on underneath, or just, I don't know, just sometimes you just, yes, take every opportunity, but take that saying with a grain of salt as well. You have to be,
make sure
you
it's the right opportunity.
You have to trust your gut.
Like you can't be, like
there's a lot of sharks
style
out there.
For sure. Like you always want to expand upon a style and never be put in a box, but you never want to do something that you don't feel passionate about. Only Human is our favorite because I feel like it envelops the Khourys as a whole. It's got every element in there. It's got the beautiful melodies, it's got the sister harmonies, it's got the rap, it's got the musicality that really just defines who we are, I feel.
And that one was written pretty much by all of us. All of us means our Uncle Jimmy,
my dad,
Jimmy Khoury, Dad Tom Khoury, Mother Charlene Khoury, and us as well, and our producer Joe Vanelli as well. Yes.
Sleep tonight. My heart's so unsettled for the wrongs that been cried. I'm seeking a trust, looking for hope from someone else, but it's me. I just don't trust myself. Been around every corner, I know every street light. Walk for miles in these sex and chills, but they just don't seem to feel right. I'm searching for love, I can't find it, no. But it's me, I just don't trust myself. In a world that's only human, embracing love so unassuming, searching for love to believe in. Just keep it real, just keep it real. Ha!
Can you sleep at night? Not knowing wrong from right. What will it take for you to open your eyes and see the light? I'm trying to get through to you, you're keeping me at hindsight. Your vision's blocked, you're in the dark, you're in the blind sight. So close your eyes, don't close your ears. Open your mind, and see it my way. See life's too fast and going 90 on the highway. Just take a second, breathe in, we're only human.
In a world that's only human, embracing love so unassuming, searching for love to believe in. Just keep it real.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one.
Probably the title track, Good Stuff.
Yeah.
That's definitely, I wrote that very quick because it was so fun. And it's got that funk right away. Once you hear it, you're like, yeah, you know? So I feel like that's my song is different. I probably would say I Do, which is number one on the track because I don't know. When I was in the studio, I was in a different mindset because we had already had enough experience to get a feel of what studio life is like. And I don't know, that one I felt really loose recording, and I had a lot of fun with it. Good Stuff was still one of the earlier ones that we recorded. I think I was only maybe 20 at the time. I'm 25 now. I think it was the second one we recorded.
Yeah, so I did have a lot of fun with that. It was more learning than being loose. So it was a different type of fun.
Baby, I'm loving you too. No, I don't. I can't help myself. No, I really do love you. See, nobody giving me love like you. No, I don't. Yeah. One more thing, baby, take my places I've never been. Where? My mother, Lord knows, my call it a sin. Out this uncontrollable ride. It ain't good, that ain't bad. What the? I don't care, though. I really do love you. You love me, baby, I'm loving you too. So I do. I can't help this feeling. No. I do. It's so true. See, nobody giving me nothing like you. So I do. Hey, Shauna. What do you say, girl? Well, I'm feeling for you, baby. I need to eat both ways. Some of the time when they come in toast, yeah. Now let's get lost, you and me. I just leave the way, no, baby. You never remove the thing of it crazy. Yeah. Well, all right, James.
I actually could give you two answers for that. If soul wrenching for me personally would be Face Me because it's the most subjective, the most introspective lyrically. However, the most soul wrenching for the listeners, I think, would be I'm Sorry. I think the most people could relate to that.
Right.
So.
Face Me is a different take on a song because it's rap in the beginning, but it's not totally rhythmic rap. It's kind of spoken. It's in and out of rhythm. So it really does draw the listener in because of that quality to it. And Jana's voice is it's like, and you can hear pain in the recording. And that I think you wrote that on the spot in the studio, right?
The studio has like a lot of different it's like a roller coaster ride. So you have a lot of different versions of songs. So like even if you go in there and you think that you've got the actual finished product, oftentimes you'll end up changing it on the spot. And that was one of those songs where like lyrically we thought we had it, and then we were like, you know what? I think we're gonna change this one a little bit. And we ended up changing it that day and recording it that day. And so it really captured the true elements of all of the emotions, well, I guess that I was feeling, you know?
High hopes, but I'm singing all the low notes, treading water, and I'm barely afloat. Frustrated, and I can't find my peace. I'm angry at me, so afraid to be brave. I said it's clear that I'm my enemy.
Going out of my head, going crazy. But what I found out lately, can't turn back, can't turn away. Gotta turn around and face me. What I found may not be pretty, but it's searching for the beauty within me. Now's the time I have to find it. I need to turn around and face me.
Lose your mind. Give it some time, and you'll find it. But as long as it's gone, well then I really don't mind it. See, I'm looking back so I can get ahead. See, I know what I fear. I fear the unknown. So it's a struggle. My shadow, she told me don't even look back. I'm looking within. I need to face me.
Going out of my head, going so crazy. What I found out, can't turn back. Oh, can't turn away. Gotta turn around and face me. I may not be pretty, searching for the beauty, but now's the time. Oh, I have to find it. I need to turn around and face it. I know something out there, going out of my head, going crazy. But what I found out lately, can't turn back, can't turn away. Gotta turn around.
The message I like to leave my viewers with is stick with it in every sense of that phrase, because sure enough, most especially when you're on the journey, whatever your journey is, it doesn't have to be music, but whatever the journey is, stick with it, because you're going to end up facing doubts that you wouldn't have even thought of beforehand. And if you truly know in your gut, in the bottom of your gut, that it's something that's worthwhile and that it does have a message in the end or has something to offer, then stick with it. Have faith.
I would have to say, to feed off of what she said, do it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Because the music industry does have a lot of money. If you want a mainstream hit song, it has a lot of money in different avenues. But do it for the right reasons, because it'll tear you apart if you don't. It really will.
Yeah.
And you have to have a foundation. You have to. Our foundation in our family is love. And we really do capitalize on that. You'll hear it through our music, and we just use that every day to get us through. And whether we fight, whatever it is, at the end of the day, we love each other.
At the end of the day, it's all love.
It's unconditional. Yes. Did you say hugs?
All about the hug.
I'm a huggy person. Right, Jenna?
Very good. Good girl. Thank you, Donna and Julia, for coming. We really do appreciate your time.
Thank you
so much.
to FRC
Thank you
Media.
for having us. It was a pleasure. Thank you.